Hi, it's Rabbi Chaim Kaufman. Welcome to our 263rd installment in the Torah portion of the week. We are holding by Parshas Korach outside of Israel. And the Parsha speaks about the rebellion of Korach and 250 great people that went in with him, and speaks about protest confirmation, talks about the fact that Moshe Rabbeinu intervenes, a new proof of Aaron's greatness, Aaron's duty reiterated. A lot here. It speaks about tithes at the end. But here the Torah tells me, chapter 17, verse 23. Torah tells me, on the next day, Moshe came to attend the meeting. Behold, staff of Aaron of the house of Levi, that the staff of Aaron of the house of Levi had blossomed, and it brought forth a blossom, sprouted a bud, and almonds ripened. Right? It's talking about the staff. That staff of Aaron the Kohen, and it ripened. Right? This bud, it ripened, etc. So interesting, right? What's going on over here? So says Moin Rebbe, Arav Agon and Moshe Machshlit. This should be well. And he brings down in Tam V'das, in his commentary in Chumash, and he says that the staff, it sprouted, almonds, for everyone to see, for all the Jewish people to see. And as we understand, it's a miracle, right? No question. That, it's an absolute miracle over here. That his staff is going to give forth this fruit. But he says a very interesting thing. Right? What do we see? Aaron's holiness. We see many times Torah speaks about greatness of Aaron. They might say, well, Moshe Rabbeinu chose him to be the high priest. Obviously, it's what God wanted. But he's chosen. What can a person claim? Well, if I would have been chosen, I also would have been as great as him. Right? Give me an opportunity. The fact that Moshe chose Aaron, okay. What about me? What about little old me? Why couldn't I have been just as great? I didn't get chosen. Here, Aaron's chosen. So what can a person say? As a memory would say, a person can say, you know what? I'm on that level. Totally on that level. And what's the answer? What does the Torah tell me? Not true. That the only way you're going to be on that level, or even get into the conversation, is if you work very hard. Level after level. But Aaron worked on himself so much, he reached an unbelievable level. And he was able to reach the level of being the high priest. So God understood, chose the right one. But it's really unbelievable if you think about it. Because here my Rebbe is saying, couldn't we also have such a claim? If I would have born in such a family, if I would have had this, if I would have had that, I would have been just as great. Now, maybe that's true, except for one small thing. What's the one small thing over here? How much effort you put in. They're really not such a small thing. But how much effort I put in. We can go level after level. Now you're going to say, come on. We give into our evil inclination, on a regular basis. Maybe we don't work so hard. Maybe we're lazy. Could all be true. But anybody listening to this video and other videos, and they've been working on themselves over time, right? Let's evaluate. Where were you holding a year ago? All right, we'll make it easy. A year. A year's passed. What have you gained? What character traits have you worked on? How much have you changed? Now, a person hopefully is going to see, wow, throwing up, same person I was a year ago. See, we get stagnant. We think, we hit valleys, we hit plateaus, we go up, we go down. We don't think we're doing very much. We don't think we're gaining that much in spiritual terms. But what happens? Look back. Look back at where you were. Go back a few years before that. Should be night and day where you're holding now. Should be night and day. Because if a person's been listening to classes and they've been working on themselves, there will be change. Nobody's going to put in effort. You're not going to see any change. At the very least, we always say, work on not speaking Lashon Hara 20 minutes a day. 20 minutes a day. Or not cursing a certain amount of time during the day. Right? No matter what, you're not going to curse. You're going to see it's going to have an effect. It's going to have a positive effect. Why? Because you have a higher awareness. Does that mean, you're totally clean over here in your thoughts and your actions? No. But see, when you have a higher awareness, and I say, a person cursed, the person spoke Lashon Hara, and you're going to say, I can't believe a person did that, it's so disgusting. Look how the person talks. What, are you any different? Day before, today, you're any different? But now I have a higher awareness. The more I work on it, the higher the awareness I have. That's a huge thing. Why? Because the person's going to be aware. They're going to know where they were before. Where they were holding. 100%. And that's a huge thing. Because that for sure you see progress. Doesn't mean person never speaks Lashon Hara. Person always does the right thing. Doesn't mean any of that. What it means is I have a higher awareness. I know the direction I want to go in. Right? The Gemara in Yuma says, person wants to go in the right direction, God will help them. You want to go in the wrong direction, God won't stop them. Right? God's not going to stop a person. Doesn't mean we don't have an evil inclination. It means we got to work hard. We make our own opportunities in a certain way. See, if we're growing and growing and growing, we'll get recognition. Not that we're looking for it. But God will know what we're doing. God will see right through us. And when we work hard, we can't be the same people we were. And the reason is because then the work's not worth anything. Why? Because here you're working hard, but you're not changing. So the person's going to say, listen, Rabbi, I've been working on this for months, and I've taken baby steps. Okay. Who says baby steps are bad? Baby steps very good. At least you're taking the step. Yeah, but I took 2 steps backwards. Okay. We're not perfect by any stretch. We're not perfect. But he's saying, what happened to Aaron? It wasn't just Aaron was chosen. Aaron worked on himself. Aaron worked very hard. And he reached a certain level. Because he went level by level. Right? I hear a lot, people want to jump levels. Can't do that. You jump too high, you fall flat in your face. That's for sure. You got to do it step by step. And it's even baby steps. Doesn't matter. Remember, everything is building blocks. We're using them to grow in our service to God. But we're not jumping through hoops. So Rebbe here says, person works very hard, level after level, you get to a high spiritual level. That's what Aaron did. It wasn't handed to him like that. That's the way it looks. But he earned it. Why did he earn it? Because he did it step by step. He didn't try to cut corners. Remember, years ago, I asked the question, I was first starting to learn. I was like, okay, where are the cliff notes? Here's cliff notes for everything. Before that, where are the cliff notes? There are no cliff notes. Got to work hard. It's a grind. Day in and day out. Know what to do, how to do, what's behind it. It's a lot to learn. Tremendous amount to learn. And there are no days off. No sipping back pina coladas. We're here to work hard. Says King David. How long are we in this world for? 70 years. If we have strength, 80 years. That's it. Right? You get more, it's a bonus. So we're not in very long. We want to maximize. We want to maximize what we do. But see, it doesn't come easy. We have to work hard. We have to go step by step. Now the people out there want to circumvent, want to get to higher levels quicker. Doesn't work that way. Person tries to do that, you fall quicker. So he's saying, how did Aaron get to how he was, how he became? Step by step. See, for us, so what do we take from it? You're going to say, come on, Aaron the Kohen, so much greater. We can never reach such a level. Probably true. Right? It doesn't matter. We have to work hard to reach whatever level we can reach. We can't be lazy. See, in this world, it's very easy to be lazy. It's very easy to kick back, veg, let my mind just go to mush for a little bit. Because life is hard, life is taxing. And we get thrown around. We get beaten down in life. But so what? It's all part of the test. And we can take the test and look at it one of two ways. We can say, God, what in the world are you doing here? Which most of us will say. And we don't understand what the test is. Why we have to go through it. Or we can look at the test and say, God, you must really love me here. You're really squeezing me. You're really making life difficult. Not I did to myself. God, you want me to overcome this test? I want to thank you for giving me this test. Then you make a blessing, an unbelievable blessing. You're doing other things. You're going to say, but how can a person do that? While seemingly getting beaten down in life. And the answer is nothing happens for no reason. We're not going to sit there and try and, go through all the details. Why I have to go through this, go through that. It doesn't really matter. In the end, we're probably not going to figure it out anyway. Most likely. What's the question? Question is what we do with it. Did we grow from it? Did we gain from it? Yeah, we could have got crushed. True. But where are we today? See, it's very hard, it's very easy to play Monday morning quarterback and see things from the past. Right? Meaning that, I meant to say really in the future, that, in the future, maybe we can understand a little bit why we had to go through what we had to. Saying to my Odyssey, 17-year Odyssey. Out of Israel, back to Israel. Living in a certain community where two of my kids got married. The family's one building apart from the other. I wasn't given that information. Still a beautiful thing to see. But I was never told that's going to happen. And with all the struggles and everything else. But see, God orchestrates. God's running the world there. I never would have planned this. Never. You know, if I would have lived in other places, it wouldn't have happened this way. So God has His ways. God has His ways. And most of the time we don't understand. Don't understand. You know what? It's okay not to understand. It's not a, it's like, well, can't understand God's ways, move on. We can't. And to dwell on it, a waste of time. If there's a certain pattern, and you see a certain pattern, negative pattern, whatever, okay, we have to deal with it. To the best of our ability. But if we don't see, why, you can't see it while you're going through it. That's for sure. Maybe sometimes, but in general, no. You can only see it after the fact. And it could be down the line. 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years. Then you start putting the pieces together. But see, even if we have it hard, most likely we gained a lot in different areas. In Emunah B'Dachon, our faith and belief in God, how God runs the world, being thankful for what we have. There's a lot of levels we can reach here. Not all bad. Looks bad. Right? But in the end, it's not bad. It's helping us. How can this help me if I'm being destroyed? Yeah, it's a good question. Legitimate question. But again, we see things in hindsight. We can see what we gained, how we grew, this, that. And no prayer goes by the wayside. You can say, but it doesn't help me. It does help you. Makes you strong spiritually. You might not get the end result what you think you want. Right? But what can God say? This is not good for you. This is negative. So, you got to move on. You got to move on. It's painful. You're right. Something might take a long time to get over. Okay. But what did I gain? You don't go through something for nothing. Because if a person doesn't get the message, then God wastes His time here. The question is what we're supposed to take out of it. But we can't be the same people going through it. That's not going to be. That's not going to happen. We are different people. I can tell you, 17-year Odyssey, I'm not the same person I was. In many ways. And for many things, I'm better because of it. So God obviously knows what He's doing. Doesn't mean it wasn't hard. Doesn't mean that at all. But I gained certain things that I would never gain if I didn't have it. If I didn't go through it. But again, you might have to get whacked around in order to strengthen a person. In order to strengthen them in Avodas Hashem. And serving God. Could be. In certain things, that's the only reason. And it'll lead to other things. Because remember one thing. If a person feels like they're getting slammed here, there, the other place, and you see all the doors are shut, right? So what's our mantra? God, you're the one in charge. You're the one who runs the world. Because even if doors seem to get slammed, shut, other doors open. You gotta say, how do you know? Because I've gone through it. I've lived it. Even when it looked really, really dark, all of a sudden, door opened. Or another door opened, or something happened. Seemingly out of the blue. Can happen. 100% it can happen. Right? The evil inclination wants to break us and say, look, all your prayers, where to go, this, that. We got to take it in stride. We got to, this is the generation before the coming of the Messiah. We're very close. We have to flex our emunah muscles. That's what God wants. He wants us to realize there's no other person, being, or whatever that can help except Him. That's His generation. not by the work of my hands, not by what I do, this, that. God's the one in charge. Seeming the world's going, spiraling out of control. But we can't spiral out of control. We have to work hard. We have to flex those emunah muscles. Right? And when we do that, then we go level after level. That's what happened to Aaron Cohen. He went step by step. We also have to go step by step. And we go step by step, we gain. We grow. Doesn't mean we don't have setbacks. We might have setbacks. But see, you grow step by step. Even if they're baby steps. Doesn't matter. Right? Even if they're baby steps. We go step by step. Everything's building block. Everything helps us in learning. And that's going to make us the great people we can become. I remind everyone, every Tuesday, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, I have a class on duties of the heart. Gate of self-accounting. Sunday, Pack Day, Book of Leviticus, chapter 16. Sunday, 9 a.m., 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 4 o'clock Israel Time. Noahide Nations, going through Noahide laws. Sunday, 2:30 Eastern Time, 9:30 Israel Time. 2 Q&As, Tuesday and Thursday, 10 o'clock Eastern Time, 5 o'clock Israel Time. Tanakh Talk every Thursday, controversial issues, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Pirkei Avos every Saturday, 2:30 Eastern Time, 9:30 Israel Time. And I have conversion classes. Anyone interested in any of this? Find me on Facebook at Michael Chaim Kaufman, Beyond Orthodox Conversion Judaism. You can send me an email, rabbichaimkaufman@gmail.com, RBBICHAIMCOFFMAN @gmail.com.